welcome back to Just Code It. Today we're going to create a little bit of an application, take a little break from LangChain or LangGraph and just the tutorial series and actually build a fun little app that has memory. We will continue to build on this app and create a full-blown agent that allows you to chat with stocks. But to start, we're just going to create an agent that has memory. To start out, we're just going to do a quick demo of the app. We're going to use this new framework called ChainLit, which is kind of like Streamlit, but honestly, if you're building an app, it's actually a lot faster and a lot more performant than Streamlit. I've been using it lately and I've really liked it. It has a lot of built-in features like MCP servers, and you can add chat settings right in the chat. It has some specific functionality that's really useful for building actual chatbots. It also lets you do some interesting things a lot easier than Streamlit, like embedding it into a website. Here you can embed it into a little pop-up in a website. It's a lot like Streamlit, but just more specific. What the app does is it takes in some text. So I'm saying my name is Jack and my email is jack@jill.com. You can ask it a few questions like, what is my email? And it returns jack@jill.com, or what is my name? And it should return Jack. It is able to remember past messages given the memory that we build. But enough of that. Let's just get into actually coding this thing. To run a ChainLit app, you first do ChainLit, kind of like Streamlit, and then run Python file name and then W just for it to watch the files within that directory to see if any changes are made. Here we have it up and running, and that's just the base message layout that this chat uses. The first thing we're going to do for this app is load our environment variables because we have our OpenRouter API key in there. From there, we just grab that API key and just set it to a variable. You don't have to do this, but I just like to do this. Next up, we're gonna set up the workflow. So this is the workflow for that state. What we're going to use is one of the LangGraph built-in states, which is message state. This is just one of those lists of messages using that annotate list any message, then add message. But LangGraph packages it all up for you right there. So we can just create a workflow really quick. Then we're going to create our model. We're going to use OpenAI or chat OpenAI. But what we're going to do is set it up to use OpenRouter. How we do this is pass it the model from OpenRouter. So if you go to OpenRouter and grab the model name, it should be like this. Normally it does provider/model name. Then what we're going to do is grab our OpenRouter base URL and either assign it from our environment variables or just use the default. This should be the default for most users. Finally, we're just going to set our OpenRouter API key to the API key for OpenAI and set the temperature to 0 to just make the model deterministic so we get the same results each time. After defining our model, we're then going to create a node or a helper function essentially, which calls the model. What we're doing here, we're invoking the message and creating a message response that is going to be appended to our message state. After creating our node methods and helper functions, we can define our node or add node as model, and then add edge as start, which is a predefined LangGraph node. Since we're using the predefined start node from LangGraph, we do not need to set an entry point for the code because start is the entry point. It's already defined. Next, we have how we are going to set up our memory. What this does is creates a in-memory store for your memories for the chatbot. And if you kill the app, though, it will reset the memory. It's not persistent over runs. It's just persistent over the chat. There are some other ways of defining memory using Postgres databases and other database connectors that LangGraph has, but for prototyping, the memory saver is by far the easiest. After that, we want to compile our app. We do workflow.compile and then our check pointer. is memory. We're going to give the memory to our agent. The last thing we need to do is just set up this main function, which is CL on message. How ChainLit works is it uses these declarators to essentially define the functionality. We have the starter, which runs at the beginning. The starter, which gives you some starter inputs. Then we have message, which is the information that passes between the assistant and the user. Step, elements, actions, commands, things like that. The only one we're going to be using, though, is this message one, on message. What this on message main does is, it does not need to be called main also, but it's just best practices. But what this on message does is essentially just takes in the user input and then streams back the results. How we do this is CL message, and then the content is set null. So this creates an empty text box at the beginning. After we create that await for answer, we're then going to create this config runnable. What this does is allows you to stream back the response. We use it down here to essentially make sure that it's looking for the right stream. What we're doing is passing the user message to the app.stream, passing the config, which is a unique identifier, and then we're going to do stream mode set to messages, which will stream back the individual messages. Within this loop, what we're going to do is then check to see if the message is a AI message chunk. Essentially, it's a chunk of a stream coming back. If it is, we're going to do answer.content and then essentially just append that chunk to our previous chunks. At first, this answer.content is going, and then with the first chunk, we'll add some more, and so on and so forth. Finally, we're going to use an await to essentially update the user interface with that chunk and start all over, going for another stream. To illustrate this, let's just say, tell me a story. And here you can see it's streaming back in chunks. And then let's also just test out, my name is Jack. What is my name? Jack. Cool. So everything's working all right. That is it, though, for this one. Up next, we're going to start building out this app, adding some tools to it to allow the agent to interact with stock information, news information. Maybe I'll even add some tweets so that it can get some real-time news for stock analysis. If you have any other ideas that you would actually rather see for how to implement tools and stuff in a simple chat interface, comment down below. I'm open to ideas. But as of right now, I'm thinking stock agent. I think that'll be fun. That is it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you next time.